Welcome back to the Meadowlands, where we are taking a look at a happy winner's circle. Yannick Gingras winning this race for the third consecutive year, no doubt. There's Jimmy in the shirt sleeves, working hard.
He always works hard. That's why he's so successful at what he does, and it's already been a big day with the ladies for these two guys. Earlier on the card in the Jim Daugherty Memorial for 2-year-old trotting fillies, they have a superstar in the making in Ariana G, and she finished off her summer season, so to speak, with a convincing victory for these two guys. So they're all over the place with the ladies today.
All right, there's a look at the official results of this year's Hambletonian Oaks, and we are getting set for the main event. From its beginning in 1926, the Hambletonian was always intended to be America's greatest trotting race, created to showcase the best of the breed. Now, 9 decades later, it remains as the sport's most sought-after prize. Heart-stopping battles to the finish and record-setting performances have produced some of the sport's most memorable moments and some of its biggest stars. Victory here confirms a place in harness racing history. Very exciting time straight ahead, the 91st edition of the Hambletonian presented by Mullinax Ford. What a group we have this year, Dave Brower. And I'll tell you, the way they got here, very, very interesting. We've got some equipment changes, but we'll get to that a little bit later on. But the eliminations held earlier today. We'll take a look back. Any major surprises for you before we get to the first one?
Well, the very first surprise was that Southwind Frank did not win his elimination. We're going to show you that shortly, like we said. We'll admit that at this point. That creates an open draw at this point. But the main players that we expected to get here for the $1 million final, Gary, are here. They all drew reasonable posts. So I don't know about you, but I'm really excited about this final. I don't know whether we're going to see one of the favorites win or whether we're going to have another huge upset.
One of the classic parts of the Hambletonian is that you have to race twice in an afternoon, and that's what these horses are getting set to do. But before they go on to the track for time number 2, let's take a look at how they got to the first events and the top 5. So we'll take a look at the odds for the first elimination. It was race number 8 on the program today, and the final odds for the 8th race, the first of 2 eliminations. And well, actually, we are looking at the current odds for the final. Now we're going to go back to the elims, Dave, again, where we had 2 races, 8 and 9 on the program.
We did, Gary, and there's a quick look at the current odds for the Hambletonian, and Southwind Frank is still the favorite right now at 1-2. I don't know if that will hold up, but you know what? Let's take a look at how we got here, because that's the most important point. We'll have plenty of time, hopefully, to talk about this final field in just a bit.
All right, let's head back to the first elimination right now. And again, that was about an hour or so ago. Race 8, bar hopping from the inside for Tim Tetrick at 1-2.
And as we get ready to spring the gate here, a little bit off the gate, number 2, Lagerfeld, the 3, Make or Miss, and as expected, big time speed shown by Dave Miller from the middle of the pack there with Brooklyn Hill. A surprising effort. Mark McDonald fires out Raining Money from the outside, and she's going to dive right in, or he's going to dive right in behind Brooklyn Hill to sit in and save ground. The big favorite there, that's bar hopping, Tim Tetrick in 3rd, and he's got a decision to make at this point. Be aggressive, Gary, or try and wait it out. He decides to be aggressive, as he most normally is. Bar hopping figures to be better than this field, and he will march on by to the front as the pace slows past that first quarter of 27-2.
And particularly when you have a 12-1 shot on the lead here, and now Brooklyn Hill, who was a $390,000 yearling purchase, Dave, and still has quite a ways to go to make up that amount of money, is now well placed in 2nd. But as we know, Brooklyn Hill has had quite a bit of trouble with making breaks.
And we'll see how he does from here. Getting away 3rd there, Raining Money's going to sit in. Who's the first to pull to the outside? Well, that's Andy Miller and Milligan School, and that's a well-rated second quarter of 28-2 for bar hopping and Tim Tetrick on the lead. Here comes Andy Miller. You see the light encouragement from the stick up on the outside. Following him on the outside is Lagerfeld, and we'll see how it goes from here.
We'll pick up the stretch call with track announcer Ken Workington.
And bar hopping shoots into another gear and opens up off stride goes Brooklyn Hill, taken safely off the course. 3/4 124. They're into the stretch, and it's bar hopping and Tetrick in front by 3.5, 4, and he looks wrapped up here and just cruising. Milligan School full out second. And on the inside, Lagerfeld is third. Then Iron Mine Bucky into fourth. Final 16th. And it's a romp for Bar Hopping. Bar Hopping crushes them in the first Hambletonian elimination in 151-4 over Milligan School. Then Lagerfeld, Iron Mine Bucky, and Maven's Way.
Well, Dave, if you're trainer Jimmy Tactor, you couldn't be happier because Tim Tetrick did not have to use bar hopping at all, and that's what you want when you have to race more than once in an afternoon.
Gary, that was an absolutely outstanding effort, and Tim Tetrick saved every inch of energy all the way down the stretch. Good effort from Milligan School to hang on to second there for Andy Miller, which guarantees him into the final. Lagerfeld just okay, and the other two to make the final were Maven's Way with John Campbell and the Delaware Cinderella story, Iron Mine Bucky.
5 spots already spoken for from the first elimination. Southwind Frank, number 5, off at 1-5. Shows a little bit of speed away from the gate, as does the 9, Weightlifter K. But from the inside, a little bit of a surprise here, Dave, as the Royal Harry shows some speed and actually makes Southwind Frank work a little bit in that first turn.
Gary, it's a cavalry charge into the first turn, and that's a good point. Southwind Frank was a little late to the gate, timing it for Yannick Gingras, and he is able to get out there safely. He's able to cross over on the long shot, the Royal Harry with Oka Svanstedt. A lot of the others are settling in, including the 1, Jimmy William, Tim Tetrick, in perfect spot right there, third. Andy Miller left a little with Sutton, and he's content to get away fourth. That first quarter, 1 tick off the stakes record, 26-4, and now it's Yannick Gingras' job to relax Southwind Frank, and I'm not sure he's able to do it. You see him straight there back in the sulky, very content to follow at this point is Oka Svanstedt and the Royal Harry. You see the gaps, Gary. The halftime they're up 55-1. It's a little bit of a breather, but maybe not quite as much as he would like. The first to tip from the outside, at the back, Marion Marauder getting underway from 6th.
Well, Marion Marauder has shown speed and has gone to the lead and won on the front end, including his division of the Stanley Dancer. But the fact of the matter is that Scott Zeron says that he is just awesome from off the pace, and that's what we're going to see here.
As we get to the 3/4 pole, there's Yannick Gingras. You see him move his left foot. He pops the earplugs on Southwind Frank, and he gets some immediate response. A little bit of separation. He opens up a couple of lengths, but Gary, here come the closers. Jimmy William has been rebuffed. Between horses, you see Andy Miller with Sutton. A charge from Marion Marauder, and on the far outside, Matt Kekele and Weightlifter K. Southwind Frank getting tired, and he's going to get caught right at the wire. He holds second. The winner, Marion Marauder. Second, Southwind Frank. A great charge from Weightlifter K, overcoming the outside post. And the final two to make it are Sutton and the Royal Harry.
So the field of 10 is set for the $1 million final of the 91st Hambletonian, presented by Mullinax Ford. And a look at the current odds. Southwind Frank still taking a lot of play here, 8-5, but it's bar hopping at 3-5. We'll come back and have one of the most anticipated moments in harness racing, the post parade for the Hambletonian.
The world is full of compromises, but not here. Not on this stage. Not in this race. Not in this sport. Every bet is a hope. Return on investment comes in seconds. This is harness racing. We welcome you to the Harness Racing Fan Zone. See it all for yourself. Feel it in all the passion. Share that experience with others. The Harness Racing Fan Zone puts you in the driver's seat.
For fast relief from sinus and allergy symptoms without drugs, get Navage.
This time of year I get so stuffed up, but Navage flushes my sinuses so I can breathe again.
Navage uses gentle suction to remove allergens, germs, and pollutants. It's the only nasal irrigator with suction.
My doctor recommends Navage to breathe better through my nose, and it works. Congestion's gone, and I feel great.
And Navage is so much easier than a neti pot.
To breathe better without drugs and a 30-day risk-free trial, go to Navage.com now.
I just saved thousands on my loan at LendingTree.com.
In less than a minute, I found out how much home I can afford.
I like how you shop for loans the same way you shop for flights online.
I didn't realize at LendingTree, you can save money on almost any sort of loan.
I consolidated my credit card debt with a personal loan.
I found a new credit card with 0% interest for 15 months. You just shop, compare, and save. And it's all free.
Go to LendingTree right now and start saving.
Hey guys, ever wonder why getting in shape isn't as easy as it was when you were 25? Well, it's not your fault. It's Mother Nature's. Because once you hit 40, your body has less youth-boosting free testosterone, and that can make it harder to get into shape. That's why you need Nugenix. Nugenix is a unique man-boosting formula powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help boost your free testosterone levels. Nugenix helps you feel stronger and more energetic, more passionate too. Get a complimentary bottle now by going to trynugenix.com and entering the promo code below. Nugenix is so effective, it won GNC's Innovative Product of the Year and was also named GNC's #1 selling men's vitality product. Get yourself back into shape and be more the man you want to be with award-winning Nugenix. Nugenix samples are not available in stores. You can only get your complimentary bottle by going to trynugenix.com and entering the promo code below. trynugenix.com.
Are you one of over 26 million Americans with a tax problem? Are you being audited, or do you have years of unfiled tax returns? Well, listen closely, because the IRS has recently announced major changes to its tax forgiveness program. That's right. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes and are looking for a permanent solution and a firm you can trust, call Coast One Financial Group right now for your free confidential consultation. What are you waiting for?
Call 800-334-1197. That's 800-334-1197.
Welcome back, everybody. Of course, the Hambletonian. Big news, especially in New York. And earlier this week, the Hambletonian gained some recognition when a group from here at the Meadowlands had the honor of ringing the closing bell at the NASDAQ Stock Exchange. Our own Justin Horowitz, far right there, was part of the group that made the trip to Times Square. Time for the Hambletonian Post Parade. Once again, the All-Star Buglers. The call to the post for the 91st Hambletonian, presented by Mullinax Ford. There's the one. That is Southwind Frank, the 2-year-old trotting colt champion, winner book favorite for this year's Hambo. Will try to give trainer Ron Burke and driver Yannick Gingras their first Hambletonian victory.
Well, I said he was the champ until dethroned. He was dethroned once already in the elimination. The test now for a champion is, can he bounce back? He drew post one for this final. Yannick Gingras is still aboard, and we've been told that there is another bridle change. They've tinkered with it all along. They've opened him back up and added the blinker hood, so I think he's going to be aggressive, Gary.
Southwind Frank trying to redeem himself in the Hambletonian final. The 2, the Royal Harry. He has never faced the likes of these foes before, and a win would be a real shocker, say the least, Dave, but you know, that of course is what dreams are made of.
And he's got the right guy to do it. The all-time leading driving champion of the Hambletonian, John Campbell's won it 6 times. He will drive for trainer Okus Fonstead. Gary, I thought he did pretty well in that elimination with a good inside trip. John will be looking to sit in, save ground, and try to get lucky.
Number 3 in the field, Bar Hopping, a son of 2009 Hambletonian winner Muscle Hill, and the only horse to ever win a race in which Southwind Frank was entered up until today.
And he'll have the chance to do it again. He beat him once last year. He beat him once this year. He might beat him twice. And he deserves to be the favorite here in the final off that convincing elimination victory. Tim Tetrick is aboard. This is his 7th straight Hambletonian final. Remember, he won it with market share. Gary was born in 1981, the first year the Hambletonian was here.
Number 4, weightlifter K, had to perform from the outside post and certainly did. Owner-breeder Robert Key won the Hambletonian in 1993 with American winner and has owned and bred numerous champions in over 30 years in the sport.
Well, it's certainly working out for Andrew Harris. We'll see if Matt Kikali can have him close enough. I loved his elimination.
The 5, Marion Marauder, 27-year-old Scott Zeron leads the Meadowlands driver standings, looking for his first ever Big M driving title and his first Hambo win.
Well, he'll get that by the end of the day, at least the driving title. He won the Little Brown Jug at just 23. Can he win the Hambo at age 27?
And the 6, Sutton. Both the sire and dam are Hambletonian winners, and he possesses the speed to give Andy and Julia Miller their first win.
Andy Miller must drive this one, Gary, because he owns him. Andy has made the Hambletonian final 5 times. He's yet to hit the board. We'll see how he does with Sutton here. He was okay in the elimination, but certainly not a huge threat.
And a look at the 7, Milligan School. The husband and wife team of driver Andy and Julie Miller had the best Hambletonian finish for them in 2009 with the Chancellor, who finished 4th that year.
And look who's aboard, the guy that did this last year.
Yep.
Brian Sears picked up the drive in the final behind Pinkman. Can lightning strike twice?
Possibly so. We'll take a look at the 8 next, and what a story this horse is. His connections have been with this horse from day number 1, and trainer Greg Haverstick said to the owner, Mr. Carter, you've got a special horse here.
Well, he certainly does, and we'll see whether the dream can come true. It's been the journey of a lifetime up to this. Driver George Dennis has over 5,200 wins. Can he add one more in a $1 million race?
All right, first Hambletonian starter for all 3, Bud Carter, Greg Haverstick, and George Dennis. And moving on to number 9 in the field, that is Maven's Way. Driver John Campbell, of course, driving another horse in here. So, who takes over? Åke Svanstedt, trainer and driver. Again, he's been Sweden's leading trainer 5 times and their leading driver 3 times.
But Maven's Way had only 1 win last year and only 1 win so far this year, so that's a tall order. Not to mention the outside post 9. He's going to be a big long shot, Gary, and should be.
All right, and rounding out the field will be number 10, Lagerfeld. Jimmy Takter had 5 entered in the eliminations. The Hall of Famer looks to become the first trainer in history to win 3 consecutive Hambletonians. Well, no big deal. He's already picked up 3 consecutive Hambletonian Oaks today.
We'll see whether or not he can do it, but I have to admit, if Lagerfeld wins this race from post 10, Gary, I might have to give up harness racing. He's a big, big long shot. Dave Miller will try to do his best to sneak in for a piece of that $1 million purse. That's his job from that dreaded outside post.
Dave Miller, 2015 Driver of the Year in the sport, certainly knows how to win big races. Right now, let's head over to Justin Horowitz. Justin.
Thanks, Gary. I'm here with the husband to the trainer of number 5, Marion Marauder, Mike Keeling. And Mike, Marion Marauder, so impressive, beating Southwind Frank in his elimination. How did he cool off, and what have you done with his training to get him to be able to get the second heat that he needs to get today?
You know what, he cooled out really well. We're really impressed with how he recovered, and that's as far as training, we really didn't change anything because they're only going to do this once, and I think it's just kind of foolish to go off schedule. Just he's a good athlete, and keep him fit, and we'll see how he reacts.
He's a really neat story. He's named after your mother-in-law and your son's college mascot, Marion Marauder. He's owned by your son, owned by your mother-in-law. Your wife and you train him. How cool is this special family ride to the Hambletonian from Canada?
It's been outstanding. You know, we knew he was a good horse, and this was our plan all along, was to be competitive here today, and you know, God willing, and you know, a little bit of serendipity, and hopefully things work out for us.
Your late father-in-law, the Hall of Famer Bill Wellwood, hopefully looking down on you today and sending some extra luck. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
A couple other notes, guys. I spoke with Ron Burke, trainer of Southwind Frank. This horse has a special blanket that they've imported from Dubai that helps the horse cool out better. They're expecting a mid-pack trip from post 1. And I spoke with Tim Tetrick, who's going to drive bar hopping. He let me know that elimination win took very little out of bar hopping. I asked him, are you quietly confident going into the final? He didn't answer me, but he had a very sly smile. I think he's feeling very good about his chances, guys.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. You know, last year, Dave, Marion Marauder finished second to Southwind Frank 4 times, turned the tables on him today, and he appears to be the fresher horse, the more energetic horse on the biggest day in the sport.
Well, he looked great in the elimination. He looked great in each and every race so far this year. That's why Scott Zeron has had so much confidence in him. You know, confidence as well from the connections. He looked like, I thought, had the best chance to beat Southwind Frank early on. We're going to find out today, though, because I must admit, bar hopping really, really impressed me. Marion Marauder, the mid-pack post gives Zeron options. He's a versatile horse, and we'll see whether or not he decides to be more aggressive in this final, or if he wants to play the patient role and try to pounce like he did in the elimination.
All right, Southwind Frank, a very significant, possibly so significant equipment change in this final.
Simply put, it's huge. It's the equipment that he wore in his final prep the week before the Hambletonian when he equaled his lifetime best. They're going to go for broke. They have the rail, they drew the rail, and you can expect to see speed from him. It's going to be a matter of whether he can improve enough in this second heat to challenge the two elimination winners, because they were dazzling.
So a look at Southwind Frank from the inside for trainer Ron Burke. We're going to take a look at Bar Hopping, who comes in off that 5-length win in his elimination for driver Tim Tetrick, who of course is aboard once again. Bar Hopping scored his first win of the season by upsetting Southwind Frank in an elim of the Earl Beal Jr. Memorial. Driver off the one, and that of course is Southwind Frank, and no telling what Gingras was doing there.
Yeah, he may have just been taking that overcheck up a hole. Sometimes you're not as comfortable in the sulky, and you can move your handholds up and back, or you can adjust something on the bridle. He wears that blinker hood. Maybe it wasn't completely covering his eye. You want everything to be exactly right when you go behind the gate in the Hambletonian.
All right, we're going to take a look at Bar Hopping now. Looks nice and, really relaxed on the racetrack.
Here's the picture-perfect look of what you want your horse to look like before he races for the second time of the day in the $1 million Hambletonian. He couldn't look any better. He couldn't have looked any better in the elimination victory. You see Tim Tetrick, he's so confident that he's got him loose-lined, and he's even got his feet out of the stirrups. I think if we could talk to Tim right now, he would say, I will win this.
All right, well, if there's one guy that knows how to get the job done in big money races, it is Tim Tetrick, who's set all kinds of records so far in his very young career. If you were going to pick an upsetter here, and I know that you and I talked about this before, a horse like Sutton, now as you mentioned in the post-parade, Andy Miller is forced to drive this horse because he's part owner, but then the other horse, Milligan School, picks up the services of Brian Sears, who won last year after picking up that drive in the final as well on Pinkman. But Milligan School has 23 starts. He's the most seasoned in this race.
That he is, but I think Brian Sears will drive conservatively to try to pick up a piece here. My upset pick, if I had to have one, would be Weightlifter K. He was finishing just as fast as Marion Marauder in that elimination. He's got a better post here. We'll see if they can, if they mix it up early. Watch for him late.
All right, well, a lot of 99-to-1 shots, at least 3 of them at the bottom of the pack here as the horses begin to move into behind the starting gate, and it's a good time for us to get ready for the call of the $1 million Hambletonian 91st edition, presented by Mullinax Ford. At the mic, once again, one of the best in the business, calling his 17th Hambletonian. We're going to send it up to track announcer Ken Workington.
6-5 favorite here. 3. Bar Hopping at 9-5 to 1. Southwind Frank taking action 5-2 on the 5. Marion Marauder, elimination winners Bar Hopping and Marion Marauder. Field of 10 3-year-old trotters. On gate, the 91st Hambletonian for $1 million. Race 13. They're set. Here they come. Off and trotting in, Sutton strides out for Andy Miller and goes for the lead. Marion Marauder, a bit of early speed there. Southwind Frank protects the rail and moves up on the inside with the Royal Harry, and Bar Hopping is 4th now, so Marion Marauder is 5th. Weightlifter K 6th as they round the first turn and head to the opening quarter. Then comes Milligan School, Iron Mine Bucky to the outside, and Maven's Way. Lagerfeld, can see them all. He is the trailer. They hook up early here. It's Sutton. And on the outside, Southwind Frank is pressing here for Gingras. Bar Hopping on the move up from 3rd. First quarter not fast, 28-2 down the backstretch. The Royal Harry settles off the speed, and the duelers here in 4th. Marion Marauder a loose 5th at this point. It's Weightlifter K 6th across the backstretch. Then it's 2 lengths to Milligan School, Iron Mine Bucky next, and Maven's Way and Lagerfeld. And Bar Hopping, elimination winner, clears with confidence here with Tetrick. Bar Hopping in front now. Southwind Frank pockets up as they race past the half in the Hambletonian. And now Sutton is 3rd, the half rated 56 seconds. The Royal Harry on the inside 4th. Now launched to the outside, uncovered, is Marion Marauder. 4th and gaining quickly as they hit that far turn. Trying to catch up to that cover is Weightlifter K. Then it's 2 lengths back to Milligan School to the outside. Then Iron Mine, Bucky, Maven's Way, and Lagerfeld. Midway on the final turn, it's Bar Hopping. And on the outside, here comes Marion Marauder. Marion Marauder with a full head of steam. Bar hopping on the inside. The two elimination winners are slugging it out toe-to-toe in the Hambletonian in 1:24.2 for 3/4 into the stretch drive. And on the outside, Marion Marauder has open road. Bar hopping battling back. Weightlifter K angles on the inside. The Royal Harry and Southwind Frank looking for that rail and has room now, but it's Marion Marauder still in front. Southwind Frank is coming. Marion Marauder, Southwind Frank. Marion Marauder and Southwind Frank, they hit the line together. Maybe Marion Marauder. Southwind was closing late for third. Then Weightlifter K, a photo for win. 151.4.
Wow, what a finish. Excitement from start to finish in the 91st Hambletonian, and Southwind Frank really made a race out of it at the end, as it appeared that Marion Marauder was going to kind of move off there, Dave, in the stretch. There was Southwind Frank. He appeared to be beaten as they moved down the lane, but Yannick Gingras got every last ounce out of last year's defending champion to make it an exciting finish.
This is what harness racing and million-dollar races are all about, Gary. A bang-bang finish here, just an incredible bob of the wire here. Number 5, no, the photo is still on the board, and so is the inquiry sign. I think Marion Marauder got up, but let's go back to the start of the race and in the strategy employed by the drivers here. Andy Miller, aggressive early with Sutton from the mid-pack. He's going to fire right out. From the inside, Southwind Frank. Yannick Gingras is going to be patient for the moment, but he knows that there will be some early movers as well. You see Tim Tetrick on the move already with bar hopping. So those two are going to trade the lead, and eventually we're going to get to that incredible stretch bob.
And we'll see, first of all, Southwind Frank loop around Sutton there to take the lead, but then of course bar hopping, he's forced to go up and go after the lead.
He was. The fractions were actually kind of slow, so Tim Tetrick was having none of that. I told you he would want to be on the lead and try to control this Hambletonian with bar hopping, but boy, he did not expect the incredible challenge from Marion Marauder on the outside. Scott Zeron looking a little bit confident there and peeking up the pylons. Here comes Yannick Gingras and Southwind Frank for another charge. Weightlifter K on the outside. Here we go, Gary. 4 tremendous trotting colts. They're going to come right down to the wire with a late charge from Sutton to get up for third. Here's the photo. Looks like Marion Marauder got there.
And the unofficial order of finish is on the board. We'll show you that in just a couple of moments. The inquiry sign posted. There's a look at your unofficial winner, Marion Marauder. And the Wellwoods have finally reached the winner's circle of the Hambletonian after nearly 30 years of trying. We'll bring you back to the winner's circle and bring you more when we return.
It's the only pure all-star event in pro rodeo, featuring the sport's biggest stars, highest scores, and fastest times. This is as American as it gets. The PRCA Cowboy Christmas, today at 5:30 on CBS Sports Network.
Diamond Creek Farm is harness racing's breeder of champions. Although in business only a short while, Diamond Creek has bred a long list of truly great horses, including 3 of last season's Breeders' Crown winners, Pure Country, Divine Caroline, and Creatine. Look for your future champions in Diamond Creek's yearling consignments this fall.
You have a vision. It's behind everything you do. Even when you least expect it, it comes through. You know what you want, and we can help make it real. You need choices? We've got all kinds, including special finishes and papers. And they're all absolutely guaranteed, because you have a vision, and we have your card. 500 start at just $9.99 when you enter BC500 at Vistaprint.com.
We know about your big old truck and that trailer that you tow. We even heard about your toys. So, what's holding it all together? Good thing you know who to trust for trailer hitches. B&W Trailer Hitches. Trusted.
Here at Sue Lily, we think every day can be a new reason to smile. And a chance to discover something new, fresh, and exciting. At Zulily.com, we search far and wide to bring you a hand-picked selection of top-name brands and boutique styles at up to 70% off. We work hard to get incredible deals on unique finds so you can save on what you love. Come discover something new and special every day. Shop Zulily.com and start saving today.
I'll take him for a ride in the Buick.
Introducing the refined new SUV that's anything but a snooze to drive. The first ever Buick Envision. A joy to drive, a joy to share. And yes, it's a Buick.
Now current lessees, switch to Buick and get this low mileage lease on this 2016 Envision for around $299 per month.
The 2016 Hambletonian Stakes on CBS Sports Network is being brought to you by Wanda Policini's Purple Haze Stables, supporting standard-bred retirement and rescue efforts in New York and New Jersey. By NJ Travel and Tourism. Visit nj.org. By Hanover Shoe Farms, the greatest name in harness racing. And by Mullinax Ford, the official truck dealer of the Hambletonian Society.
Welcome back, everybody. Official results. The inquiry had no effect on Southwind Frank. He was allowed to remain in that position. It looked like he made a break right around the wire. Marion Marauder off at 7-2, despite the fact that he won his Hambletonian elimination. Southwind Frank second. Sutton was third. The time 1:51.4. Scott Ziran always singing the praises of Marion Marauder. He may be dancing now in the winner's circle with Justin Horowitz. Justin.
Gary, thanks. I'm with Scott Ziran, the winning driver of the Hambletonian. And Scott, what a performance by Marion Marauder. And you told me you didn't even drive the perfect race.
No, I didn't. I know better. I know that when he clears another horse, he thinks the race is over. And I got a little over anxious, and I just tried to get away on Southwind Frank and bar hopping and just sprint away ahead of them. And my horse just kind of started lollygagging a little bit, not knowing where the wire was. But, you know, he hung tough to finish. I won by a nose. It was amazing.
You know the Wellwood family being from Canada, and to win the Hambletonian for Paula Wellwood and Mike Keeling after their Hall of Fame father never could get it done. How extra sweet is that?
It's amazing. They had trained trotters their whole lives, and everything leads up to this point. So the pressure is all on the Hambletonian, and we delivered. The horse delivered. It was amazing. I can't believe it.
Congratulations, Scott Ziran, a Hambletonian winner. Marion Marauder was 0-4 against Southwind Frank last year, 2-0 today when it really counts, guys.
All right, Justin, thanks so much. Congratulations to the connections of Marion Marauder. Right now, let's go over to the Meadowlands' Sam McKee for the Winner's Circle Trophy presentation. Sam.
Well, Gary, that may have been the greatest Hambletonian I've ever seen, the 91st edition of the race. And to make the trophy presentation, we have Martin Truex Jr., NASCAR Sprint Cup driver, the number 78, Furniture Row, Bass Pro Shops, Toyota, Ed Mullinax of Mullinax Ford, the presenting sponsor for the Hambo, Tom Charters, president and CEO of the Hambletonian Society, Jeff Garrell, chairman of the Meadowlands Racetrack, and general manager and COO, Mr. Jason Settemore. And Gene Wellwood, the co-owner of Marion Marauder, is going to accept the trophy. Martin, pick up that bowl, hand it over to Gene, who's the happiest lady here in East Rutherford. Gene, how do you feel right now?
Thank you. I feel really good, Sam. I've been trying for this for a long time, and I just want to say I dedicate it to my late husband, William.
And William Wellwood, of course, Hall of Fame trainer driver up in Ontario for so many years, a legend in Ontario harness racing. Congratulations to all the connections.
All right, Sam, thanks so much, and a well-deserved rest for Marion Marauder heading back to the barn. All right, we'll wrap up today's Hambletonian festivities right after this quick timeout.
Man, my feet are killing me.
Same time tomorrow, fellas? Dr. Scholl's massaging gel work insoles absorb a hard day on your feet for comfort that keeps you feeling more energized.
It's got skills.
Dr. Scholl's work insoles.
I'm just a guy who wants to buy that truck.
And I'm just a guy who wants to sell him that truck.
So I used TrueCar. He told me what other people in the area paid for the truck I want.
And because we're a TrueCar certified dealership, I already know the truck you want, so we're on the same page before it even gets here. It's fair.
And it's fast.
Look good?
It's great. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is True Car.
What's that?
Well, this is my equation for success. I've developed the 4 Ps: politeness, patience, practice, and promotion.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
It's Peyton. It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
E-Man.
What up, Peyton?
You know I have DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I get every game, every Sunday, all in HD.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want to come over? I'll make nachos.
I can't right now, man. I'm playing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pencil you in for Tuesday.
Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket with streaming now included.
We like to tear it down. For the streets, we got that beat, make you get out the seats, we got that. We like to tear it down.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
Attention parents and grandparents of young children. Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable grow-up plan. The grow-up plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day. Don't wait. Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-679-9356 or go to growuplan.com.
Welcome back, everybody. It is hot. It is humid. Understandable. Drink out of the Hambletonian Trophy and get a little water on your nose while you're at it. That's what we needed today, a little water on our nose to cool us down. There is a look at the complete order of finish. Southwind Frang, a valiant effort in defeat, taking absolutely nothing away from Marion Marauder. It was his and Scott Zeron's day.
You heard it from Sam McKee, one of the best Hambletonians that he's ever seen. And what a day to be Scott Zeron. He won our first race on the show today in an upset fashion with Shambhala and a perfect drive. And now he guides Marion Marauder to that incredible, thrilling nose victory over Southwind Frank. He now becomes the second youngest driver to ever win the Hambletonian. Tom Houghton was 25 when he won with Speedball in 1982. Congratulations, a job well done, and a colt that he had the ultimate confidence in, and you can see why. You heard in his interview, he may have tried to get to the lead a little too soon. The horse lollygagging, I think was the word that he used. He digs in, asks him for his best, and when those final yards hit, he stuck his nose in front.
All right, well, his timing was right in the Shambhala race, the U.S. Pacing Championship, and, of course, here in the Hambletonian. And Scott Zeron's timing also right when he decided to move his tack from his native Canada to here at the Meadowlands, his first Meadowlands driving title. What a day for him.
What a day, what a year, what a meet, and what a decision. Congratulations to Scott and his family.
We hope you enjoyed our coverage of the 91st Hambletonian, brought to you by Mullinax Ford. Thanks for watching, everybody. So for Dave Brower, Justin Horowitz, and our entire crew, I'm Gary Seibel saying so long from the Meadowlands, where Marion Marauder has won the 2016 Hambletonian. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We now send you to the PRCA Cowboy Christmas Season Update. Again, thanks for joining us, everybody. See you next time.